But I'm just bantering around, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to just skip topics and things. I wanted to really stick to it. But anyway, my father... Go ahead. I hope you're what now?
I hope you're going to tell some like juicy, good stories and a little less of the depressing, sad suicide.
But some of these,
we'll do suicide later.
Oh
yeah,
no,
we'll do that. No, but my father. This is a good story, kind of about my father. He married Frida. Frida, her real name was Valentine. Valentine, I don't know what. And she was from West Virginia. And her father worked in the mines. And they traveled all over West Virginia finding different mines. And she came to Toledo and worked in a factory where something in the Bedford, and part of her fingers were like off because of the machinery. And my father married her and got a house. He didn't want to buy one for my mother, but he got one with Frida. And Frida cared about family and getting reunions together, pardon me, and stuff. And she was really into country music. And my father, all of a sudden, you know, got stuff about country music. And she even knew one of the biggies in Nashville, whatever. But then my father, and then her grandson was really one of the first people in Atari or something. But my father, they decided to go to Europe. First they went to California. My father had poor circulation in his legs. So do I have poor circulation. They went to, and he had, because his leg wasn't working, he had like shots and things in his leg. And when he got to California, I know, look at laughter, look at that beauty. God, that cat is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But
what about
anyway,
that one over there?
I know, I look at both of them. And I love cats. I prefer them. I call them my persons. P-U-R-R-S-U-N. They are my persons. I want that copyrighted. But anyway, yeah, meet the persons. I'm going to the Erie Market, and the guy Navarro, who's there, he's going to make me my shirts, and I'm going to have my cats on Meet the Persons. Get a copyright. But anyway, my father was in California visiting her grandson, whom she raised. And something went wrong with his leg, and they had to amputate his leg, so he never made it to Germany. But and they put him in a nursing home, and he had a cast on, and he urinated in the cast, and oh my, what a terrible thing. So they brought him back to Toledo thinking he died, and he was in Toledo Hospital. And Frida had eye problems. She was a bit older than my father. My father was 11 years older than my mother, so... My mother is now 84. My father would have been 95, and Frida would be at least 100. I did visit my father in the evening after work, and my half-brother would come too, and I got to know Ronnie, and I really liked that guy. He was a very nice guy, and he cared about my father. And so my father and I got close after that, but I don't have enough of my father. So if you want a juicy story, Lucy Juicy, I mean, like I have a friend, and I think you would really enjoy meeting her. Her father was mayor of Ottawa Hills, and she's Paula Cochran. And
what do you call her? Paula?
I call her Paula Wallaby, because she likes animals. I thought, Paula Wallaby. And in fact, well, I met her in a bar, the Switch Inn. And when I moved to East Toledo, I thought the Switch Inn was the transvestite bar or something, but it wasn't. You're supposed to laugh. It wasn't. It was really, had to do with.
Oh, I get it. Wait. The Switch.
Sure, transvestite.
Did it go with railroads?
It did.
Yeah.
Yes. And he had amazing memorabilia and all kinds of stuff in that bar. And I used to live by Weiler Homes in Speaker Terrace, and I would stop in because I like shooting pool. It helps you focus, and shooting pool alone is fine with me. In fact, I prefer it sometimes. And I was in there shooting pool, and I noticed this very interesting young woman was watching me. And the people that hang in that bar are not exactly your upper crust Ottawa Hill people. And I went up to the bar to get a Pepsi, or I didn't have diet, but I would take a Coke. And she wasn't drinking alcohol. She was drinking, I don't know, she was talking to the owner. And she said, well, I've known Paul for a long time. And I said, hello, my name is Judith Lerner. She said, I'm Paula. And I thought, oh, that's nice. And I said, well, we started talking, and I was curious, and I said, well, what do you do, Paula? And she says, well, I do hair for people. And she says, and I go to people's houses. I say, you do? I said, wow, you want to come to my house and do mine? I really need a new hairdo. And she said, fine, I'd like that. And so I gave her my number. And lo and behold, when she came over, she was drunk out of her head. I mean, totally. She's an alcoholic. And I just happened to meet her on a day when she wasn't drinking, and I see JFK over there. But,
yeah, I'm going to be transferring that to the digital, like, probably tomorrow.
Really? Because I got to meet him, though.
You got to meet him?
I was a kitty for Kennedy.
I found this at, I think, Salvation Army or something.
Yeah,
it was sealed. And it's on Capitol Records, so I know it's got to be good. It's on Capitol Records, and it says free. It's got the free thing, so I don't know if that was...
Yeah, it was like a demo
like a promotional thing or something, but...
Oh, wow.
So it was sealed.
And I want to get a record player so bad. And I did look at ones like that at the Radio Shack, but I kind of thought I want to get the whole deal. But they want like $125 for that.
Yeah, yeah.
But what are you going to do to this?
I'm going to be transferring that basically to CD.
How do you do that?
There's a whole process.
I never knew, but...
He sets up some wires, and they go into this box, and this box converts it to the CD.
Oh, wow.
And he has to clean the record.
I've never even really listened to this yet.
No, I'd love
I'll
to
make a copy of it.
Oh, I'd love to. And gee, we're back to the Kennedys. I mean, my word. And I'll tell you though, I did do something. Children are people. Tony Randall, I love him.
This was sealed also.
When did you find these? When did you find them?
I've had this one for a while.
Let me see it again.
Because I went to the one on Cherry Street. Which one? The one on Cherry?
I don't even remember.
Well, I went there because I love Colette, and I was just thinking of, she's my favorite writer. And I'm thinking of Colette, and I look in the thing, I open up the thing, and there's her records, the only one she ever made. So I got that. And I put it on tape. I didn't listen this year, but
now who's this Colette?
Colette's a very famous author.
She was the most famous writer. It wasn't
Female
just
too.
Forget the Gigi. I mean, yeah, that was my nickname when I was a child.
Did she write
Gigi?
Gigi?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
But that was just a short story, a novella.
So Pygmalion.
No, Pygmalion is My Fair Lady.
Oh yeah, okay.
But Colette is Colette.
So she recorded an album.
Yeah, before
she
died.
She was a writer.
She was the most famous, and she got the biggest funeral ever.
She was around the late 1800s and early 1900s.
Yeah, right, to 1950 something. When she died. Yeah.
And I think she hung up the left bank.
Oh, she had her own,
women
and all the gay people, because she was bisexual, and she had all these wonderful affairs. And she worked in a circus. She worked in, no, I worked in the circus once. She became an actress and the music hall thing, and she wrote like nobody. Oh, I've got lots of her work and her books and things. I even
record, yeah.
Oh, you got to hear it. It's all in French, of course.
Oh, maybe I don't want to hear it.
Well, you do. She's very Burgundian, but you can read. I have literally what she's reading, and I like read along with it, and it's really great.
What's the record of?
She's reading things, and just not long before she died, actually.
Reading excerpts from books?
Yeah, yeah. What about nature? She loved nature. She loved cats. And she turned her mother into a fantastic character. She used her mother like I used my Baba, my grandmother. And I thought, I'm going to do for Baba what Colette did for Cito, her mother. One of those things. Is that about it with the thing?